Today, I'm talking to Stephanie Sanders from the Ford School of Public Policy at the University of Michigan. Thanks for being here, Stephanie.
Thanks for having me today, David.
So tell me a little bit about the simulation that you ran this fall in your course.
I am the lead instructor for Public Policy 476, and it's an applied learning seminar. And 81 students were enrolled in that course this fall. And the course focused on structural inequalities in the role of public policy and its lasting implications in the United States. And so a huge part of this course involved applied policy, as the name suggests. So it's an applied learning seminar. And this is where the Viewpoint platform was really instrumental to give students that actual experience of hands-on of what it's really like in a role play simulation. So this year, we looked at the Vote by Mail Act of 2019. This simulation played out across 4 class sessions. Each session lasted for about an hour and 20 minutes. So this was huge part of the semester for students, but I was very pleased with the outcome and the students' deep level of engagement this year.
What were students' reactions to the simulation?
They really enjoyed participating in the simulation. And to give you an idea, they are first-year policy students. So they had no idea, how session, operates. They're playing like a real live person, a real live policymaker. So it was really difficult for students to role play someone that may have had a different point of view when it comes to the Vote by Mail Act. And there could be, a bit of cognitive dissonance there. But as the lead instructor, I also see this as an invitation for first-year policy students to begin thinking about how this engagement really plays out and what it's like when you have a minority opinion or a majority opinion, because we see this play out on TV, in the news, there's gridlock. And so I think that this gives students somewhat of an idea of how this happens, because our goal in the Ford School is to prepare policy students to address some of the world's most pressing issues. My goal, I think, is not to create pockets of comfort for students, but I think it's really important that they experience. So that's some of the feedback that I've received from students.
Let's say that you're talking to an instructor who's considering using simulations in their course, but they're not sure yet. They may be on the fence. What advice would you give them?
I would say, just like Nike, just do it. I mean, I know that is cliche, but just do it. If you really want students to understand a multi-sector collaboration and to see how people come together to discuss or make laws, to discuss real world problems, I would strongly encourage faculty to use, or anyone to use, the Viewpoint simulation. It's a really adaptable resource. I didn't break it. Again, it's user-friendly, and it can be expanded to students in other disciplines across the university. And I'll borrow the words from, I think it's Hamilton, in the room where it happens. You want students to be in the room where it happens. Like, students don't know how sausage is made, right? But it's when they're in those real world like simulations that they understand, or at least they get a sense of how things are discussed, how you communicate across difference. And I think that this is a great skill development, not just for the experience, but there's some skills that students learn in this, whether it's empathy, whether it's what it's like to have a minority or majority opinion and to work across the aisle, what it's like to work with people who have a different viewpoint, like, no pun intended, right? So a different viewpoint. And so I think that it's really important, but I would say, I think it's a wonderful platform to use. So I would say just use it, use it, use it.